Bharat means, it means I think it is a very big and very complex idea, and I think it focuses on the small aspect, that is making India's trading position better. So in this, I will give you an example through which we can easily find out what will be the solution for this. So if we take that our total imports from China is suppose 5 times more than our exports. So this is just a dumping strategy used by the China, which means China first study the market. Over. Thank you, sir. So thank you, sir.
Next film, Satyam Kumar. So get ready.
First of all, good morning to all. And my name is Roshan Satpathy, C semester PBS item. My topic is Atmanirbhar Bharat and its two
jury members and all my dear friends. A very good morning to all of you. Thank you, sir, for giving me such a big platform to explore our knowledge in front of everyone. So today our topic is secularism and politics in India. Friends, first of all I want to tell you, मैं आज अपने दिल की बात आपके सामने करने जा रहा है. I need your support. I need your support to make our speech better. So please tell me, you will support me? Okay. So our topic is secularism and politics in India. So first I will tell what is secularism. Secularism in Hindi you can say that dharm nirpeksh. Let me define it. What is secularism? Secularism is a group of people living together with a different caste, creed, religion, but there is no any difference. There is no any discrimination between them. They all are free to do anything. They all are free living with pride. This is called as secularism.
These days, freedom is not totally free. So according to me, freedom is not free, and the word freedom means to live our life, to have our own choice, and our India has got freedom in August 15, 1947. For example, I want to give that women case that these women we totally don't get.
Next is Bhutan.
A country that demands moral perfection in its foreign policy will neither make any perfection nor security. Hello everyone, respected my guests, my teachers and my dear friends. I'm Anvisha Naik from Marketing Second Year, standing before you to speak on the topic changing face in Indian foreign policy. India started its foreign policy on a very careful and cautious note. India's first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru
Good morning, all of you. Hi, I am Deepali Jena, studying second year BCA from Lecture Institute of Technology, and today my topic is Atmanirbhar Bharat. First of all, going to the topic, I want to tell you something about Atmanirbhar Bharat. Atmanirbhar Bharat means self-reliant or self-independent. We know that self-independence is more important in our country. Because before 1947, we are under the control of the British. In that time, we have no opportunity to do something about ourselves. In that time,
Good morning, teachers and my dear friends. Today, I, Subhashi Pradhan from BCA, third sem, stand before you to speak a few lines on the topic Dream of Atmanirbhar in the age of globalization. So first of all, I put forward by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi on May 2020 during the coronavirus pandemic. This national vision aims at development in 5 different areas such as economic, infrastructure system, demography and demand without the support and involvement of any other country. On the other hand, this vision is future.
Good morning everyone. I am Pallavi Mia from BSc ITM second year. I consider it to be a proud day on my on to present my views on today's topic. Today's topic is justice for freedom is not freedom. It has been found to the mind is what is freedom. Freedom is to act, to speak, and to be as one wants to. Nothing to speak, nothing to speak. And good morning everyone, good morning sir and Desh. Today I am here to present my topic on secularism and politics. Secularism is the concept that the government should exist separately from the religion and religious belief. The preamble of the country says, "We the people of India have been solemnly resolved to contribute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure all its citizens." The concept of secularism is nothing but we can explain it in on the topic. Thank you for the present.
Swapnaprabha.
Good morning, all of you present here. I am Swarnaprabha Jaina from BCA, Executive Teacher. Today my topic is secularism and politics. Here I am telling that you all are know about that India is a secular country, which is we know that the secularism, the meaning of that the secularism there is a no particular religion, no particular higher priority of a religion to get a official religion. We come to the first of all we come to the religion. We all are no community, not for the Musliman. Lastly I telling that I don't believe in Musliman, I don't believe in Hinduism, I don't believe in Christian. I just believe in a law, affection and humanity. That's all. Thank you and have a nice day.
हेलो इमीडिएट क्यों किसी पे इतना तुम क्यों करते हो? क्या तुझे अपने कानूनों पर भरोसा नहीं रहता है? Good morning, friends. Good morning. Myself, Subhadeep Kaur from BSc Today I am standing here to freedom is not actual practice. Freedom is not because who knows our ancestors how many times they have faced failure and sacrificed their blood, sweat and sweat to their
Harikandan, okay? Good morning everyone. I am Nitin from BSc ITM 4th semester. So my topic is the dream of Atmanirbhar in the age of globalization. So what we mean by Atmanirbhar? So it means to be self-dependent or self-reliant.
to globalization.
against the laws of gravity, said by Kofi Annan. Good morning to one and all present over here. Respected Jean, my teachers, respected teachers, my seniors, and my dear friends. My name is Harjendra and I am from ITM first batch. Starting to on the topic of Atmanirbharta India, Bharat, in the age of globalization, and I stand for against the nation. What globalization means? Globalization is a word used to describe the
I am Kumar, and my favorite, and I dear and everyone. A very warm morning to all of you gathering here. My name is Vishnu, and I'm my branch is computer. Welcome to see something about secularism and politics in India. So the topic I'm going to discuss about is secularism and politics in India. So first of all, I would like to tell you what is secularism. Secularism is the concept under which the government of the state has to be separated from the religious activity happening in the state, and under which all the discrimination in basis of religion should be eliminated from the country, and laws based on religious scriptures should be replaced with civil law. And but what's happening right now is political parties are majorly involved in influence of changing in religious activities in the country. And for example, if a political party is winning the election consecutively 2 times just because holding the topic of Ram Mandir, then my question is, where is secularism in the country? If the chief minister of a state is saying that we will convert 100 Muslims to Hindus, then where is the secularism in the country? And one of my relatives told me yesterday that only 60 crores of Hindus are left in the country. So we need to protect Hindus. And my answer was, only 10 lakhs of Bengal tigers are left in the country. So I think Bengal tigers need more protection than Hindus. And I think the major problem happening in the country is people are consuming news from WhatsApp more than news channels. And political parties are playing a major role in spreading communist hate and religious hate by spreading their agendas and propaganda. So what we can do is, so someday or the other we have to vote for a candidate in our locality. So my request to all of you guys is, while voting, don't vote for your candidate on the promise of his religious activities. If you say that I will build temples in our locality, then you vote me, or I'll prioritize a certain community or a religious, please vote me, then please don't vote, because the temple in your locality is not going to fix the broken roads, nor it's going to repair, nor it's going to give you employment, or repair the economy, or anything that is really matter to us. So while voting, be careful that at the end, all we need is employment, and temple cannot give us that. Until unless you guys want to become free. So that's my time, and I know that that's not my testimony. Thank you very much.
Okay, Shruti.
So here I am before you all to speak something about the dream of Atmanirbhar Bharat in the age of globalization. So anybody who knows when it was announced? Anyone? Anyone? No one? Okay. Well, it was 12th May of 2020. So Atmanirbhar Bharat was translated to self-reliant India or self-sufficient India. In this, which is also known as Self-Reliant India Mission. So, it is the most used term by Narendra Modi in relation to the economic development in the country. The focal point of this abhiyan is to make the country self-reliant or self-sufficient, which helps to understand some of these highlights. So I am going to read some of the highlights in front of you. It gives financial cushion to several business and encourages entrepreneurs to produce maximum goods and services with the country. The aim is to make the country and its citizens independent and self-reliant in all senses. Narendra Modi outlined 5 pillars of Atmanirbhar. Firstly, the Bharat economy, the infrastructures, system vibrance, and the democracy, and lastly the demand. India can only become self-relevant if it uses its best environment, the 900 million people in the working age population with an average age of 27, which is the age of the job age. The people when 20 to 27 age, they need the job. So it works on that. And it also supports the construction and the infrastructure of the country. Atmanirbhar Bharat depends to improving the income and productivity of a majority of the labor force. There are 2 ways to do this. First, incentivize the farming community to sift from grain. The article first appeared in the print edition on November 13, 2020, under the title, The Next Economy. So as this is a debate, I should go for some 4 points or the benefit points for this abhiyan. So under this scheme, the central government will provide subsidy for new employees in an establishment up to 1,000 of employees. The PF amount will be credited upfront in the Aadhaar seeded EFFO, which has a full form of Employees Provident Fund Organization. And this EPFO accounts of the eligible new employees, said India's Finance Minister, the Nirmala Sitharaman. So, friends, I would like to conclude my speech by saying that the Atmanirbhar Abhiyan is an important mission for the economic revival and progress of the India economy under lockdown. The Abhiyan has been praised for introducing the idea of Swaraj as a redemptive tool for the post-pandemic Indian economy, and I hope it takes a good progress ahead. Thank you.
का छात्र हूँ और आज मैं जिस विषय के ऊपर विचार विमर्श करने जा रहा हूँ उसका नाम है निरपेक्षता और राजनीति निरपेक्षता और राजनीति में भारत की स्थिति क्या है। निरपेक्षता एक विचारधारा है। यह पहले यूरोप में आरंभ हुआ था। 1976 में भारत में इसको सही ढंग से लागू किया गया। धर्मनिरपेक्षता का अर्थ किसी भी धर्म का विरोध करना नहीं है, बल्कि हर कोई इंसान अपने।
Good morning to my respect teachers and students and to my seniors and my dear friends. Today I am to share my opinion about the social media. Social media is online.
we conclude this session. So this is the last time for you. After 2 minutes you can leave.